getting on with my job, which is reviewing decks. All right. My idea is to get cute with stun counters and play a controlling Politicky in the early mid game, assuming value is then, and then make it push late game with clone slash copied creatures. I'm not feeling about the card category ratios. Felt as scattered slash unfocused during development. No restrictions other keeping Lulu as the commander. Shooting for bracket 3, but also game for 2 or 4. I want to show off how commander can be used as a utility piece in a blue deck. Balances control value creatures as a win con. Whenever an opponent attacks you, choose a creature attacking you. Put a stun counter on that creature. That's a little mid, but it's workable. That's pretty cool. Good target creature. Right now I'm a little concerned about your mana. Yeah, I'm happy to see Omen Hawker. Happy to see Training Grounds. Man, I would really love to see like some big mana artifacts a little bit. Like I'm always game for like an Astral Cornucopia when my commander says proliferate somewhere on it. And when you get Astral Cornucopia, you just absolutely need to add Teleria West. Teleria West can tutor for Astral Cornucopia. Astral Cornucopia after Soul Ring is probably your best mana artifact. Honestly, I think I like it less than Gilded Lotus even. Gilded Lotus has its uses, to be clear, but... Are we going to see Teleria East? Dude, I hope so. That'd be cool as fuck. What would Teleria East do? Trying to think of like another blue mechanic that would work on a land. That's kind of fun. Oop, is he frozen? I'm not frozen on my side. Yeah, I'm moving on my screen. I like Tamiyo. That's fun. I think maybe instead of Tamiyo, we should be rocking Hilda's Crown of Winter. Tap a creature, cost 1 less to activate during your turn, and then you can pay 3, sack it to draw a card for each tap creature all of your opponents control, and then it's an artifact you can recur with something like a... I mean, with all this tapping, I'm not really concerned about getting my creatures through. Same thing with Access Tunnel. And then we could, instead of those, run Buried Ruin. And Academy Ruins. And all of a sudden, we're now looping this very strong artifact while tapping all of your creatures forever. I wish Red had more of these cards. Cards that said specifically you. Because I really want Kazul to be better. Kazul's a really funny card. And I don't like him as a Goad deck since Goad shoves the creatures other directions. Target creature control. Each other creature other than the chosen creature becomes a copy of it. Okay, well, we can just do you next. Until around 3:30 p.m. Eastern. I see. I might be streaming that long. I mean, I almost assuredly am. I think Eastern's 2 hours ahead of me, so you'll be fine, I think. Okay, these are very fun cards, though. I'm a little concerned about Pursued Whale here. Just seems very expensive. Did you have a good weekend? Yeah, absolutely. I had a very good time in Tacoma for that convention. Okay, I don't know if I like the echo casting bullshit. It's just like, what am I copying? It's like, it's a lot of mana. It's a fun card, but it's so much mana. I like Right because it ends the game. I like Clone Legion because it ends the game. This is a cool fucking card. Wow. This card's really interesting. I might have to put that in my 2 at a giant cube. Oh, God, I'm so mad at myself because literally you have Court of Vantress here, and I literally just cannot stop thinking about Shadow of the Second Sun. Do people ever ask you to sign cards? Yeah, all the time. Most of the time they ask me to sign like Brazella and stuff, so I'll sign like Gisela Burnett and then the backside. Yeah, so I'm putting Shadow of the Second Sun in. This is something I do for every single deck, but you're already running Court of Vantress, which copies enchantments. The joke with Shadow of the Second Sun is we're an activated ability deck. Hello, activated ability. Nice to meet you. This will draw you a card on your end step. It will untap all your lands and all your creatures on your end step. And then it gives you an additional upkeep, which if you have the Monarchy and Court of Vantress, can copy Shadow of the Second Sun. And then you do this twice, and then you do it 4 times, and then you do it 8 times. You probably want to stop before 8 times because you might deck yourself. But the joke is that this is overwhelming value, but also it's synergistic with your 4 mana Proliferate on your Magic the Gathering card, right? Your activated abilities love Shadow of the Second Sun. I at this point, Shadow of the Second Sun might be alongside Felia, Sand Scout, Muddle the Mixture as like cards I always put in decks. It's just a very consistent way to generate mana in blue that sometimes it struggles to do. It's very Wilderness Reclamation, as it turns out, is really good, especially when it draws you a card and gives you bonus upkeeps. Very fun commander card, very splashy, very silly. Okay, I'm liking the Fabled Passage. Okay. What's the last thing I maybe want to add here? Maybe something else that like keys off of all of your opponent's creatures being tapped. There's like that one guy that grows for it, right? Let's do maybe... Right now I'm looking for cards that scale for the number of counters on creatures. It feels like something that could exist. It looks like not. We could do Dreamtide Whale, Thrumming Bird. If that's not in already. Thrumming Board. Yeah, Thrumming Bird should be in. How creature heavy are we? Relatively. I don't know if we're doing that then, but there's plenty of other good engines for proliferation that we could be running. Honestly, I do like Guild Pact Informant quite a bit. Ripples is interesting. Serum Snare is pretty decent, but it's not like that good. Plus, having Proliferate in the commander means we need less of it in the deck, so... I'm not really concerned about creatures attacking us since we are a goad and stun deck, so maybe Silent Arbiter. In fact, Silent Arbiter can sometimes just fucking hurt you. Because you go like, all creatures you control attack this combat available, and it's like, okay, you only swing with one because Silent Arbiter is in play. That seems like a little bit of a non-bow. Remember when people said Inexorable Tide was a good card? It is! It is a good card. It depends on the deck, but it is perfectly fine. That's coming from someone who generally hates 5-mana do-nothing enchantments, but I was running it in Tekkathol in my mono blue proliferate deck. And it did work. It was good. It was actively good in this deck. Two stun counters on it. Holy fuck. Right, replication. I know, how you doing? I'm doing well. I also want to kind of get a ever-flowing chalice in here. It's the same kind of vibe. I mean, honestly, you could also do the engine as well, the 4-mana one, empowered auto generator. But empowered auto generator is a touch awkward. We cut propaganda here real quick. Once again, we're just a goad stun counter deck. I'm really not worried about people attacking us. I think Loki's a little too slow. Even though it is funny. One more cup. Sir Beastbinder is not bad. It just feels a little out of the field, I guess. Alright, let's play test. Draw. Island tapped. Next turn. Island. Next turn. Island. Lulu. Lulu's like way better than propaganda. One, two, three, Hilda's Clown of Winter, and then tap something on your upkeep. Next turn. Think. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Or oh, only 4 mana. Cool. Stolen identity thing, tap your thing. Okay, this is pretty annoying. I like this. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Donatello. See, this is where like Shadow of the Second Sun would be really good. You go Shadow of the Second Sun this turn. Next turn you go Donatello. And then you untap on your end step. And then you proliferate the stun counters. And then you maintain those stun counters, right? When a deck is punching too hard for its bracket, do you prefer moving it up a bracket or slowing it down? It depends. It depends. Kurai moved up. Judith I slowed down. Like there's a lot of methods to making things work. Yeah, Tide you need to immediately pop off with or something, but that isn't hard to do in an Astral Cornucopia kind of deck. Okay, I'm literally vibing with like every other card that's in this deck. So it's like Mjolnir. This is totally fine. Yeah, like these are all fine. It's like maybe like Misleading Signpost that's like kind of a little awkward for me. So I'm just trying to think of better ways to get some mana acceleration going on, because it does feel like your mana is like kind of slow for such an expensive greedy deck. I mean, to be fair, this deck is very slow just by nature. That's part of the funny like tap down strategy. So I'm not too mad about going slow, because at the end of the day we are tapping all their creatures forever. High Tide? No, no, no. That's not the... No. We're very... I want permanent mana advantage, not one turn of burst mana. Infinite Guideline Station. Yeah, no, absolutely. I should add that 5-color deck to my the elevator. Oh, Eternity Elevator. Eternity Elevator is not a joke. It's actually a really good card. But in this deck, it's not. Cage Sun. No, we have too many colorless lands. If we like low key, I'm not mad about Cage Sun though, which is what's pissing me off. Low key, I'm kind of vibing with the Cage Sun idea. Extra planar snow islands. Yeah, we just don't have it. We have 19 fucking islands, chat. We need to like consolidate if we're doing that. Which we could do. We could go snow islands, extra planar, but Manifold Key, it's okay. Apprentice Wizard is cute. I like that guy. If he was like 2 mana. But he's 3, sadly. Forsaken Monument. You're getting way too cute, dog. Crystalline Crawler, I like the idea there, but we are a mono blue deck through and through. It's kind of hard to make other colors of mana to get the more. Poo-Poo UFO. I could be convinced of Poo-Poo's power. That Turbo Greed no interaction player was asking advice for, and she kind of rage quit the pod because of it. Dog, there's just nothing you can do. They're just not meant to play together. It's fun. It's just... I don't know. You can't herd cats, dude. You can't... It's... People be people, and they like to play like weird in a way that you don't like, then you can't play with them. It's just the way things go. That's just the truth of the fact of the matter. Ooh, Malcolm could be fun. This hand low-key just sucks so bad. This hand also kind of reeks. Literally, I'm just not impressed with any of these opening hands. I think our early game's just a little bad. Or I'm just not seeing it. We have a Reanimator combo pod and a big value pile Cascade player, and I convince the pod that we need Vaccine Baubles, Bazooka Bogs. Yeah, no, that's actually what my next video is about. I'm talking a lot about some hate pieces that I really enjoy that seem to catch a lot of things that people find annoying. Vaccine Baubles on that list, Soulless Jailers on that list. There's a lot of interaction advice in the new upcoming video. Okay, Project Purity is a little weird. What if we just get like Sapphire Medallion in here? I'd keep this hand. This is the first hand where I'm like, okay, this is kind of interesting. Island. Thrumming Bird. Blue Enigma Jewel pass. Fairy Mastermind. Draw a card. Hooray. Next turn. Island. 1, 2, 3. Lulu. Hit. Pass. Next turn. Each player draws a card. Oh, I wouldn't do it twice, I guess. Okay, hang on. I have a thought. I want to like the bounce lands, but we just don't have any way to untap them. I think instead what we should be doing is... what's the name of the tower? Is Marvel Superheroes not the name of the set? What is it called? MIC. That's the commander set. I see. MSH. Baxter Building. And then you do Cascading Cataracts. So we have, think about this. We have Enigma Jewel. We have Omenhawker. We have Pit Automaton. All of these say we add mana, but we can only use them on abilities. Cascading Cataracts and Baxter Building have abilities, but you can filter the mana into these abilities to turn it into real mana you can use on anything. This will turn Omenhawker into Soul Ring. This will turn Enigma Jewel into Soul Ring. This will turn Pit Automaton into War Power Stone. These two lands, which is a little interesting to me. We can also maybe drop something like a MV equals 0. Oh wait, type land. Oh, choose set LCI. So this is Sunken Citadel. Sunken Citadel taps for 2 mana. Activate only land sources with this mana. But we have Abstergo Entertainment. We have Academy Ruins. We have Agna Koala. We have Baxter Building and Cascading Cataracts now. We have Buried Ruin. We have Castle Vantress. We have, not Diamond City, Karn's Bastion. Right, Nykthos works. So this is actually basically a soul land in this deck. We have so many activated land abilities that are so nice. Bender's Water Skin is nice. It's not called Waterbender's Skin, Elmo the Red in YouTube chat. That would be a very different card. Waterbender's Skin. No, it is Bender's Water Skin. Waterbender's Skin is like if Zhao won. That's the card we would get. Okay, I'd keep this hand. We have a nice 2-drop, and we have our Astral Cornucopia. So these are Alluring Siren. This turn I would Astral Cornucopia. This turn I would go probably just Shiva. So stun all your opponent's creatures, make something fight you, block it. Abstergo. 1, 2, 3. Here's Lulu. Pass. Flood Pits. And then Offer You Can't Refuse. Okay, next turn. Untap. Draw a card for each tap creature your opponent's control. We at least have tapped 1, 2. So it would be 2, 3, because we forced something to attack. 4. And then maybe 5. So we draw 5 cards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. Intriguing. Let's make our land drop. 1, 2, 3, 4. Everflowing Chalice with 2 counters. It is very tempting to cast more spells here, but honestly, 1, 2, 3, 4. Proliferate. Dink, dink. And then just great. All right, next turn. And now we have a billion mana to do whatever we want with. 1, 2, 3, 4. Tap your creature, put a stun counter on it. Cast my Saga, which taps your creature and puts a stun counter on it. And then I get to gain control of 1 artifact. Cool. And then you get to go 1, 2, 3, 4. Proliferate all the stun counters. Proliferate all the mana. Right? And then force something to attack you, block it. Next turn. Tap out to 2 creatures, put stun counters on them. At this point, everything's just perma-stun. Because 1, 2, 4, 5. So, proliferate twice. Welcome to hell. Draw a card for each tapped creature target opponent controls. There's like 4 tapped creatures over there. Gonna run out of creatures with Fear of Sleep. Yeah, like literally, yeah, no. It's every creature's turbo stunned. If anything, do we want to run Forbidden Orchard? Give opponent's creatures 2 tap to then trigger all of your, for each tapped creature, your opponent's control stuff? I don't think that's that bad of an idea. You could proliferate the saga if you also want to speed it up. I did. I did do that. So, yeah, great. A crow and horse. I think a crow and horse is cooking too much, but that is really funny. Is Meekstone good? Meekstone's not bad. We need to understand that the main synergy of this deck is stun counters. We're trying to build like a stun counter deck. So at the end of the day, Meekstone, it's not really meshing with the deck all that well, is it? It's keeping things tapped. It's working with that half of the deck. But it's not working with the proliferate half of the deck, which is what has me a little worried. But it would be a good card. All right, do we have any other thoughts about this one, chat? Like, what's our thoughts here? Cycling stun. Stall out. I like this card a little bit, even though it's a sorcery. 3 is just so many. Philosophically, is it too mean for bracket 2? No, not really. Hey, newsflash, guys. Fucking lightning bolt this lady. And then the proliferation stops. And then you can make your creatures go through. I have a question regarding the trading card compound. How many basics do you think you need to run in a Gruul deck before... How many basics do you think you would need to run in a Gruul deck for it to be a land worth running? I'm really confused. Oh, the training con... I have no idea. Let's look at training compound. 10, maybe 8. Depends how many fetches you have, because think about it, fetches are basic lands. It depends, is the answer. Sorry. I can't give you a more interesting answer than that. It depends. Basics, ramp. Like, if you sack a Secure Tribe Elder, you have a basic. Like, all those ramp spells are basics for that land. Like, it's a lot. You have a lot of basics, a lot of access to basics. This is the same way I feel about Forests and Arbor Elf. It's really just a number that's entirely vibes. Because, like, here I run 11 Forests for my Arbor Elf. Okay, but that doesn't count, like, how often does Aftermath Analyst mill a forest? How often does, I thought I still ran Secure Tribe Elder, but I guess I don't. Seder Wayfinder, how often does this mill into a land? That's a forest. Traverse Evenwald, Analyze the Ball, and these are both forests that are basic, as well. And then I have a bunch of dual forests. And then I also have a fetch land, right, that can get a forest. Like, so I only have 11 forests, which might seem low for Utopia Sprawl Arbor Elf, but the number of forests is dubiously high. Anyway, I think this deck's about good to go. Thank you for getting a deck review. I always like looking at blue proliferate